Welcome to the Network Engineering Video Blog. I'm your host, Michael Crane. We're going to take a little bit, we're going to do a little debugging today. And I ran into this doing another video. And so I thought we'd debug it together and see how far we got with it. So let me explain the setup here. So I'm calling this a repeater ARP issue. And with some question marks because that's just my initial guess of what's going on with this. So let me show you what's going on here. So these dotted outlines, this dotted outline represents the home office, and this dotted outline here represents the lab. And there's about 75 feet in between these buildings, and starting a Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz between them. And pretty much everything seems to be working okay. I don't have too many problems with it. So like right now I'm out in the lab and I'm sitting on my laptop and it's hardwired. There's some other stuff in here, but basically it just has a connection to the ASUS repeater, and then it gets sent over Wi-Fi to the ingenious WAP. I think I spelled that right. I'll have to check that. But and the wireless access point, and then the wireless access point is using power over Ethernet to get its power, and it has a puny little 10 meg link to an SMC switch here that supports power over Ethernet. And then this is backhauled all the way over to the Cisco 871, which is the main router for the office. And then there are some other switches in here and some servers and that sort of thing. So what's going on is kind of interesting. I ran into this and I'm just scratching my head on what's happening. And from this is our test bed router that we've been doing the videos on with. And from this router I can ping all the way through here to this 871, but I can't ping back. And that is just a head scratcher. And I have looked, there's no loops anywhere. This is pretty much the network. And there's no routing loops going on anywhere. It can't be, because that was my first guess, is that something's getting into a routing loop somewhere. But I mean, as you can see, this is a pretty straightforward network layout. So I started poking around in the ARP table here, and I noticed that all the MAC addresses for all the equipment in here is the same MAC address as this ASUS repeater. And I kind of Googled around a little bit, and I'm not real familiar with how repeaters operate. But apparently they do that for some kind of security or something like that. So what I want to do today is I want to investigate, where the ARP is dying here, because I'm guessing the ARP is dying because I've looked at the layer 3 routing and over and over again, and the routing from here to here is perfect. And what's so strange about this is everything seems to work in here except for this 3845, and I'm not exactly sure why, and that's why I wanted to look at it a little further and see if I can figure out why this is behaving so much differently than, say, my laptop, for instance. Maybe I have something set up wrong, but anyway, I wanted to take a look at that. So how we're going to do this is first we're just going to log into both boxes and see if we can turn on some debug and look at some ARP tables and routing tables and that sort of thing. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to pull out the big guns. And I hope you're sitting down for this, but yes, this is what you think it is. This is a Netgear DS104 dual speed hub. It's even made out of metal. This baby right here is the Debug King. And I don't even know if you can buy dual speed hubs anymore. But anyway, what you use these for is if your E-switch, if your Ethernet switches don't have monitoring ports, you can pop that guy in. So let's say, for instance, we could you know, bring him in right here. Let's say, and then I could tie that into another port of my laptop, and I can monitor the traffic. Because basically, the way a hub is you've got, you know, ports coming in and then ports coming out like that. And so anything, it's almost like a big wire right here, and so anything sent in here is basically broadcast on every port, and vice versa. Everything sent down here is broadcast on every port there. And so they don't work real good. They're also simplex instead of duplex, so you can't have like voice conversation, but they're real popular for a long time, and they're great for debugging because you can just pop them in real easily. You don't have to worry about setting up monitoring, and you can unplug them, move them around. They're pretty portable. So anyway, yeah. So we'll start with the you know, looking at the command line, see if we can, you know, find something going on there. You know, just in the consoles of these, and maybe we can look at the consoles of these, but I don't think so. These are pretty stupid devices. And then if we need to, we can start popping in the hub, make sure, okay, is he actually broadcasting the right thing out, and you know, is it actually, we can't plug into this PoE port, but we can plug into the other side of this guy. Actually, this guy's got a port mirroring on him, so we don't even need the hub for that. And then we'll just keep plugging along to see where our traffic's failing. So yeah, let's get started. One other thing I wanted to also point out is the difference between a repeater and a WAP. And there's probably a lot more than my simplistic explanation that I'm going to give you, but usually a wireless access point, you have a physical wire that is coming from your router or from another Ethernet switch, and then it's using the Wi-Fi as access. So this is basically, the Wi-Fi is your access, the wire is your trunk. And a repeater is kind of, I don't want to say the opposite, but it's kind of the opposite. So it's using the Wi-Fi as its uplink or trunk, and then in my case, it also has wire interfaces, but it also has wireless interfaces. So like the MX2s, a lot of those are wireless. So we can test with the wireless as well. And how it does that is it splits its bandwidth. So it says, okay, the thing's got like 3 antennas on it, and I'm not exactly sure how the hardware works, but I know it splits its bandwidth up. So you know, half the bandwidth is for Wi-Fi access, and the other half the bandwidth is for uplink. And that's how that works. And my guess is we're having some issues with that guy. Okay, so we're going to start looking at this a little bit. And I went ahead and got a screen capture of our drawing here, and I've got a it's weird. So I've got a window open to the 871. That's this guy right here, right here, and then I've got another window open to 3845, and right now the way my laptop is set up, instead of having a wire into the ASUS, I'm using Wi-Fi and going straight into this WAP right here. So so that way I can access this and kind of see what's going on this side, and then all I have to do is then plug back in, or actually do a Wi-Fi into this, so I can change my Wi-Fi access points from my laptop and see both sides of the network. That's pretty handy, since I'm, you know, fairly close enough. It's not the greatest signal from my laptop to here, but to the Ingenious WAP, but it's good enough to for command line interfaces. So so let's take a look at a couple things. I'm going to do a show ARP, and here's the ARP interface. I mean, sorry, the ARP entry for .75, and .75 is the IP address for this 3845 right here. But this MAC address right here is the MAC address of this ASUS repeater. And I'm not exactly, it works sometimes, but the 3845 is really not liking this too much, or something's not liking it too much. So, because if I try to ping it, 68.1.5, yeah, see it won't ping it at all. And we can do a couple things just to just to double check things. So we know it's got an ARP entry. So if we do a show IP route for 192.168.1.75, which is kind of silly, but yeah, so it just knows it knows it's just connected to the virtual interface 1, which everything is in this. So right here, I'm actually SSH from my laptop into it, and as you can see, it kind of works. So if I do a show config, yeah, see it's locked up. So it's only kind of half working. I'm sure if I tried pinging, oh yeah, see, there you go. So now the ping works, and now it doesn't work. So something goofy is going on, and so this is what was causing me all kinds of grief the other day. So where do we go next? Okay, so right now I'm connected onto this WAP right here. So what I did is I pulled up. Okay, so I pulled up. Here's the WAP. All right, and here's the repeater. Okay, so starting from the repeater, which is this ASUS guy right here, I can do a ping. As you can see, I've been doing them, and it doesn't have any problems because he's not even going to the router. He's just saying, "I know where this exists." Okay, and if we go to the Ingenious here, the WAP, which is this guy right here, and try that same test. I'll see it's working this time with 0 packet loss, but let's try that again. I have a feeling it's not gonna keep. It's not gonna stay working. I've been kind of messing around with this. Yeah, see, it looks like it's failing now. Yeah, 100% packet loss. So I mean that's pretty obvious that between here and here, if we ping from here, he's just going straight into it, which is no problem. But we ping from here, he's not able to get across that link there. And like I was saying earlier, I mean, when I first saw this, it looked like a routing loop or duplicate IPs or something bad was going on like that, but I can't find it. And usually a routing or duplicate IPs will generate a error message in the Cisco, and I don't see, the 1.75 is his local LAN right here, so it's not like he's got to route it anywhere. If it was the 10 dot network, the 10 network, then maybe that would be different. So just as a matter of course, I guess, I'm going to go ahead and plug in our Ethernet hub right here, and tap in just to. So actually, maybe I can, first, maybe I'll see if I can I'll change my Wi-Fi to, instead of logging into here, I'll log into here, and I should be able to SSH into this guy. And then maybe we can turn on a debug and look at it, but I prefer the Ethernet switch with Wireshark. That for sure, that way you can see everything that's going on. But let's give that we'll try going into the debug of the 3845 first. Okay, so I've logged into this repeater right here with the Wi-Fi, and let's see if we can bring up our. Yeah, see, he's a lot happier now. Show config. Oh yeah. So if we do a, let's do a debug, IP, I think ICMP for ping, and do a term mon. We have to monitor the terminal. And yeah, first let's test it from, let's make sure we can send a good ping. Let's see here. So I'm going to go here and just send a ping to him. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we're seeing the echo replies. Okay, so that's good. So we know that that ping should work. So now let's give ourselves some dark space there. Let's just, well, hell, let's just start from this guy right here. Yep. So it did make it all the way over there, which is good. Okay, so yeah, let's try that again because we know it's gonna fail eventually. We just saw that, so let's start this again. Yeah, see, now it's failing, and see, he's not getting anything. So to me, that means it's not making it out of the ASUS. So let's go look at our network drawing again. So unfortunately, I can't put it right here. It'd be nice to see what's going on right there, but I can't look at that. And I kind of poked around on this ASUS thing a little bit. This thing's a piece of junk. But yeah, it doesn't have anything really interesting. The log doesn't even have anything in it. So yeah, there's not much, and there's probably a way to get in there. Oh, here we go, wireless log. Let's see if there's anything in there. I don't see anything in there of interest. So yeah, and I've rebooted all these guys a few times. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I wonder what this is. This is kind of odd. But anyway. So so yeah, the only thing I can do is put the hub in right here, but I'm kind of guessing that's not going to make any difference. Another thing I can do is this SMC switch right here. We can, you know, it's got a mirroring port on there. We could plug into that and then look at it. But I guess we'll start here first. Just, you know, kind of dot the I's and cross the T's type thing, and just see if we see anything. Maybe we can see some bad ARP messages or something. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I plugged in the Ethernet switch right here. It's actually right in front of the 3845, but and I can show you how to do it. It's real simple. You just plug you know, all three links into the I call it Ethernet switch. It's not a actual Ethernet switch. It's a hub. And you just plug all three of them into it, and you know, the 3845, the ASUS, and then the monitoring link, which is a Ethernet cable going to my laptop, so we can see what's going on in there using Wireshark. So, and I can show you that if people want to see it. I think I drew it out earlier, but I don't see it on this drawing. Okay. So first thing, before you plug it into your laptop, make sure you go into your laptop or your computer's control panel, go to the networking, and change adapter settings. And you want to, as soon as it comes up here, still thinking about it, go to IPv4 settings and properties. And we were going to use, so right now it's going to try to get an IP address automatically using DHCP. And we're just going to put in some bogus address. It doesn't really matter. But we don't want it trying to participate in the network part of it, so we just give it something that everyone's going to ignore. And okay, then you just plug your cable. You do that before you plug your cable in. Okay, so I just plugged the cable in. It should come up. And all right, so let's pull up Wireshark here. And yeah, I was kind of messing with it. But when you first pull up Wireshark, let me close it and reopen it so you can see what it looks like blank. Okay, so this is what it does when it first loads up, and it's kind of plain. So what you have to do is you go up to this little gadget gear thing, right? Whatever that is. And we're looking for this local area connection. If you open it up, you can see our bogus address we plugged in there. But you just highlight that and then say start. Okay. And yeah, pretty soon you'll start seeing all kinds of stuff. And so this is going to pretty much capture everything. Junk going on. Here's an ARP request. Let me stop this. It's getting... Okay. So let's see here. We want to well, we can try it. It's not too busy. So let's just, every time you turn, I was thinking about turning on a filter, but every time you turn on a filter, you stand the chance of losing something. So we'll try it without a filter. If it's just too much, then we'll have to do something else. So let's see here. I'm going to pull up our first. Let's do this ASUS guy. We know that he works, and we're going to make sure that you know, our Wireshark. You always want to do a scenario that works if possible. So okay, so let's just start Wireshark. Continue without saving. Yep. And let's just send some pings. All right. Yep. I can see them popping in there. It's all done. Let's stop it. Okay. So we've got 1.99. That is correct. And he's sending. So if you see the source address, destination address, and this isn't going to be a tutorial on using Wireshark because that would take probably 100 videos. There's probably other people that do this. So, but anyway, so we got a source, destination, 1.75. It's ICMP, which is a ping packet, and it's a ping request. And somewhere around here, he's going to have a ping reply. Yeah, here we go. Here's another request. Here's a reply. So so excellent. Oh, okay. So here's an ARP. So what the router did, this is the router right here, and he broadcasted an ARP request. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, and we'll talk about it in some other video. But he basically says, okay, who has 1.99, which is the ASUS, and what he's looking for is the MAC address. And so the ASYS responds back to the Cisco saying, yeah, here's my MAC address right here. Okay, this 7378 guy. At that point, then he can send another ping request, or the ASYS sends another ping request, and now he can reply back because he knows his MAC address. And you can look, if you want to dig into this stuff a little bit more, you can come down to this. So I highlighted, so here's the request. So here's the Ethernet, here's the MAC address, and the destination MAC, here's the source MAC, and here's the IP information, source address, destination address, and all kinds of what protocol it is, all kinds of fun stuff in here. And then I'm not sure what's all in here. Oh, some checksum stuff. Anyway, yeah, so that works good. So let's clear this out, and let's do that from the other side here. Okay. 1.75 and start ping. Okay, well see, now he's working. We did have a 25% packet loss, but I think he'll fail again. I'm going to go ahead and stop him and then restart him. And let's just do that again. Start. Yeah, see, he's failing now. You can see he's failing. As you can see, there's nothing. There's nothing coming in here. Yeah, see, he's already failed. Let's stop him. So, let's see. I don't see any ARPs, TCP, SSH. That loop, I'm not really sure. I have to look that up. It's got to be part of the Cisco CDP, but usually it's tagged CDP. LAN discovery. Here's an ARP. Oh, it's a Roku thing. Well, oh, that's from one. I don't see anything coming from his IP address will be .98. So if we sort on that, I don't see anything. And I don't see any, this ARP stuff is going to be all layer 2 stuff, so it's not going to really have any IP addresses associated with it. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, here's a Cisco Discovery Protocol. Yeah, so we got zip. Okay, so which is pretty much what we expected. So okay, let's take a look at our drawing now and see what's next on our hit list. Okay, so we're looking right here, and we have confirmed that we're not getting zip out of this thing. So now what we're going to do is, unfortunately, I can't plug in the middle of this. That would be sweet. And people can if you have the right equipment, but we don't have the right equipment. So the only place I can plug in is this this SMC switch right here, and it actually has a mirroring port. So I'll plug into that and then run it into my laptop, and we'll repeat that test, except we'll probably have to ping from the Cisco through here, and which should be about the same as pinging from the Ingenious, but we should be able to see the ping request come through here and go through here, and then they should just never get an answer. He'll probably try to ARP or do something else too, and we won't get an answer. So let me get that set up. Okay, so I've ran that cable. It's always good to have a 100-foot Ethernet cable laying around for just such an occasion, and it barely fits. But anyway, so I plugged it into port 1 here, and so let's see. It's probably been a couple years since I've logged into this. Port mirroring. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to mirror to port 1. Yep, and we want to mirror. Well, I honestly forget. Well, let me go check that. Oh, we should be able to tell from here. Let's see. We know we're using power over Ethernet. Ah, okay. So port 5 is the only one that's actually drawing power. So that's hooked up to the WAP. So yeah, he's pulling 2.6 watts. So excellent. So we don't have to go check that. Now we know it's port 5. So we'll go back to ports, port mirroring. We're going to mirror to port 1 where I plugged the cable in. Apply. All right. Now we should be able to pull up Wireshark. And let's go ahead and start him. Oh yeah, a lot more junk. Yeah, we might we might have to do some filtering on this. This looks pretty busy. Let's just try it. Ping 192.168.1.75. And yeah, he's probably flashing through here. Let's do ICMP. And gosh, let's restart him and try that again real quick. Okay. So here we go. Here's our ping request. And destination is .175. And this looks like it's another 1.1. He's trying to ping 106. I don't think that's related to us. I think this is the one we're looking for right here. And let's see here. If I've highlighted this, I'm going to clear this filter out, and hopefully we'll be able to see the ARP somewhere around there. Where's my... Oh, here it is, right here. I don't see a... Let's filter on ARP. I don't see it, so he didn't have to look it up. So ICMP. So yeah, he's... Let's go in this packet and look at it a little bit. He should have... Yeah, so here we go. So here's... Yeah, so he has it. Here's the destination MAC. So remember when we looked in this, if we do a show, this is in the this router right here, right? So if we do a show ARP, so yeah, so here's the entry, right? And so here's a 7378 ARP entry, and that's what we're seeing. Yeah, right here. So his source is a Cisco router. The destination's this ASUS 7378 guy, and of course he's doing ICM ping. Yeah, see, no response. See, even Wireshark knows it. It's just going to La La Land. So yeah, which is what I expected. I figured that this guy was dropping, or this guy was dropping him. I would be surprised if this guy was dropping him, but he could be. I'm not exactly sure which one is having the problem, but I'm guessing this ASUS repeater is probably the culprit, because this guy can't even ping him either. So I could see if maybe it was dropping for some reason. Maybe the ping packet's coming from, the 871 or something like that. But when he generates his own ping packets, there shouldn't be any reason in his diagnosis. There shouldn't be any reason for him to drop them. So I'm guessing this is the culprit right here. So that's about it. Now, what am I going to do to fix this? That's a very good question. I'm probably going to actually just eliminate the repeater functionality. I don't like that. It's very limited on bandwidth. I'd rather have a gig pipe, so or at least 100 meg pipe. So I'm probably going to run from the Cisco router out and then into the lab here, and with just a Cat 6 cable, and give me some additional bandwidth. So I know we didn't really fix anything, but I just kind of wanted to show you, how to kind of debug some of this stuff and kind of isolate where the problem is. I mean, I had an idea this is where it was going to be at, and I kind of said ARP was a problem, but and it still might be this weird thing of, so if we look at this ARP table, so 7378. So here's one entry, here's another entry, here's another entry, here's another entry. I mean, they're everywhere. So everything in the lab, and I haven't even looked at the whole list. If I pull this out and sort them, every device in the lab is getting this ASUS MAC address, and I don't know if it's confusing this WAP right here. I know it's confusing me. And I kind of Googled around on it a little bit. I'm not a repeater expert, so people say it's some kind of security thing, but yeah, I think I'm just going to eliminate it and go with the tried and true wire, and then I'll just make him a WAP, and then we'll just have two WAPs, and they'll be connected with wire like a normal WAP should be, and that should work much better. That cable I was using that 100-foot cable I was using to do the Wireshark on the port mirror on this SMC switch, I went ahead and just plugged it into another port and then bypassed the WAP and the ASUS router, and I mean the repeater, and plugged it right into an Ethernet switch. It's not on this picture, but it's right here, and it basically, plugs into 3845 and a bunch of other stuff around here. But yeah, I plugged it right up, and look at here. I mean, everything works perfect. 192.168.10.161. Look at that. Perfect. Lightning fast. And that's what we want. So we did fix it. Unfortunately, we didn't fix the repeater. I'm not even sure how to fix that thing, to be honest with you. It's not a real high quality piece of equipment. So if I had to put a real Ethernet link, so what I'm talking about, instead of a WAP, it would be a true wireless Ethernet link across here, and that wouldn't even have any WAP functionality, and then it would be basically a virtual cable between the home office and the lab, and then it would plug into the WAPs and everything, and that would probably behave a lot better. I was just this setup was just a low budget thing, and you get what you pay for. So but anyway, I hope you liked this video. It was a little quick look at Wireshark and doing some debugging on the Cisco routers, and introduce you to Hub and all that other fun stuff. So if you like it, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you later.